Hi, I'm a sexy door-to-door saleswoman selling all kinds of used dildos. Yvonnedeculo.
Goodbye. Hi, I'm the sound your Andrew Christians make when you peel them off after a long night at the club. Jgluum.
And welcome to the Victory Lap, where we will be discussing the most recent episode of Season 10 of
RuPaul's Drag Race.
So this is episode 3 called Tap That App. Calorie Kardashian Williams is gone.
But not forgotten.
Not forgotten, but Miss Vanjie is certainly
Miss
not forgotten.
Vanjie.
They referenced her already in this episode a few times, and then they said it in the preview for the next episode. They didn't even know that she was gonna become a meme.
She's gonna get Miss Congeniality.
She's gonna get brought back for season 11. You watch, they're gonna Shangela her. Miss Vanjie. Previously, I talked about how I thought that every episode was going to reference the number of the season that it was corresponding with, and so far 1 and 2 worked out, and 4 is working out, but like, I cannot figure out what the reference was in 3. The mini challenge was to sell one of RuPaul's chocolate bars by doing a character and then kind of taking some direction from RuPaul, like how they did in season 6 when they did that Final 4 top challenge. Do you remember that when Ru was doing the photo shoot? They did something similar to that. I don't think anyone did really like super well. This improv makes me slightly worried for Snatch Game. My favorite in the challenge was Monique because I thought she was funny, but I mean, like, it wasn't the most wonderful performance. It was fun.
I really enjoyed Blair. I thought she was really funny.
Oh, she was cute.
I liked her moment with the tap dancing. It's so fast. It's so fast.
The winners were Blair, Monique, and Monet. They got to choose their teams for the main challenge, which is about hawking an app.
And it's hawking dating apps for under-targeted groups.
And lonely. There were a lot of things that could have gone well with this, and I feel like a lot of them seem so underprepared to do an acting challenge of this caliber. This is a very different type of acting challenge because you're writing it, you're producing it sort of, so like, you have to come out with a clean product. No one's spoon-feeding you lines.
It's very reminiscent of the CD challenge in season 4.
Yeah, and the Kidster challenge in season 5.
Right.
Where if you are not a super creative, inventive person, you're gonna have a hard time with this type of challenge. And I think I would have had a hard time too. But I think you just need to focus on what you could do as a character in that app. Like, what would you do if you were a lonely person at the end of the world? What kind of person would you want to hook up with? And I feel like a lot of them needed to put themselves in that headspace, and I don't think a lot of them were. I thought they were thinking, how can I market this?
All of the commercials were well written. Like, I saw the ideas that they put behind it, and that all worked. I think what it just boiled down to is that none of them can act except for like Blair.
A few of them, yeah.
The writing part was fine, but the acting was not very good. Not good, Bob.
Was there anyone that like really stood out as super good in the challenge? Because I personally thought Asia was really funny in her physical comedy.
I think the only one who really shined in an acting spot would have been Blair.
Yeah, Blair did pretty well. I understood where Kameron and Mayhem were going, and I think that the sight joke could have been really funny had it been executed better, but I feel like they both were just a little like clunk with both of them.
They needed to frame it better. They needed to put like a long trench coat on Mayhem and have her be from the back. Here's what it needed to do. Kameron needed to finish her thing on the computer, stand up, put on a coat, and turn her back to the camera.
Yeah.
And fluff out the wig. So then it goes to the guy coming up, tapping Mayhem on the shoulder, and Mayhem turns around, takes off the coat, flips the hair, and now she's a completely different person.
I feel like it would have been funny if she had like done her makeup kind of weird and like made herself a little unsightly, because then it really would have reminded me of this cat, like blacked out a tooth, because I don't think the dominatrix thing worked. In End of Days, I thought Ms. Cracker was actually really funny because she had a lot of the physical comedy, and like I thought she was really serving it. Like, acting wise, I thought she did really well.
And Eureka was funny, but I didn't think it was like top 3 funny.
The Vixen kind of had the same problem as Mayhem, where she just didn't really get any lines. And I felt bad for her.
Well, the few lines she got, she didn't really...
She wasn't committed to them.
She had that thing where like, I'm saying this line and I'm really upset. I'm sad. You know, it's that kind of acting. That was a little bit what the Vixen was giving me. She is very pretty. Her bone structure is just lovely.
You know who's pretty?
Who's pretty?
The newest pit crew member.
Oh, the new pit crew member's name is Asuf.
So in between the main challenge and the runway, we learned a little bit about Dusty. It's sad about her struggles, and I can totally identify on some level. And what she's going through and what she's able to bring to the table to the gay community is super important. That somebody on Drag Race, you know, had that type of experience and can be there, especially still believing in God and being religious, being able to be a voice like that, because I feel like there are a lot of religious gay kids out there who don't have someone to look up to, and there have been other queens on Drag Race who have had really bad coming out experiences but don't have that religion side, and so like you can identify with them to some extent. So I think that it's really nice to have that type of role model coming into Drag Race and being able to share that, because I feel like that's going to be a really awesome point in the future for future gay kids. So the runway was feathers.
Feathers!
Which I did, kind of. Was there anyone who just stuck out like bad to you? Because the one who I just hated, I really, as much as I just said that I really liked her, I did not like Dusty's like basketball jersey nonsense, whatever the hell that was. That was garbage, mama.
Dusty's whole look was a big miss.
It was a big boot. Like a big
boot from
flat boot.
Top to bottoms, bottoms to tops. It was a miss. Something was amiss, and it was a miss.
It was a miss.
Hers was not good. To be perfectly honest, something about Monet's bugged me, because it seemed like it was nearly there, but something was just off about it. Just slightly.
Okay.
She tweeted a picture of her, posted on Instagram a picture of her in the outfit again, like recently, and the outfit looks completely different.
I did not like Eureka's dress because it was just black feathers from top to bottom, and it could have been interesting if there had been something breaking it up, something like maybe green in there. There was, you know, I don't know, there were a lot of things that could have been done to elevate it, and I did not like it.
I didn't like Eureka's either. I also didn't like her hair with it. I would have loved if she had incorporated feathers into her little hair hat thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go out on a limb and say, in general, at this point, when it's feathers and you come out in all black feathers, I'm already bored. Get creative with it. Do a peacock. Do a Tweety bird. Do something else. However, what I will say, I want to contrast the three black feather looks. We have Eureka's, we have Yuhua's. I would have liked, the hair needed, she could have gone with the red, but it needed to go into black. I also didn't love the crows coming up, like flying around her, because it was too clunky.
It was like the Acid Betty's look that she did for, what was that, Madonna?
Madonna. I would have rather seen them like perched about her. Even then,
Crows are, fake birds are hard.
Fake birds are hard. Even Eureka's I thought was kind of dumb, if I'm being perfectly honest. So those are two black feather looks that just did not work, and I want to contrast that with a black feather look that 100%
was
worked,
totally successful,
which was Kameron's.
Kameron's look was my favorite of the entire evening. Hers and the Vixen's were both really good, but Kameron did the successful evil queen that I think Eureka was going for, that just did not translate at all. And then she had like a story in it, which Yuhua was going for and was not successful. So Kameron just was the one tonight.
Well, and the thing with Kameron's is that it was like Eureka tried a little bit to do like the makeup to go with it too, but all Eureka really did was, I think she had like the whiteout contacts.
Yeah. And
then she did like the lines, right? And she did sort of a gothy look. But Kameron's makeup, she had the black crawling up onto the chin. In a fantasy. That's what I need to see. I need to see a whole production, not just Candy Ho, Eureka, Yuhua, just black feathers.
Candy Ho.
Candy Ho, her death becomes her crow look.
Yeah, the Vixen was so good because she did a peacock, and it was super pretty and it was super elegant.
It's also an overdone look.
Sure.
Peacocks and drag queens are
peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly. However, what I liked about the Vixens was instead of doing the typical thing you would normally see with a peacock thing where it's like a big collar of peacock feathers or the big back thing a la Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, it was kind of like a slinky, sexy thing with the peacock tail actually being like part of the way the dress moved, but she could flip it. I liked the way she did it because it was different than what I would have expected for peacock normally.
I appreciated sort of the camp factor of what Asia was doing, but at the same time I just didn't really love the Tweety Bird thing. Like, I don't know, it wasn't my favorite.
Here's where I completely disagree with Santino. I thought it was fantastic because it had so many layers to it.
Sure.
It was all feathers, and it was bright, and it was colorful. It wasn't black feathers. It wasn't peacock. It was
colorful.
It was colorful. It was feathers. It was a bird, but it was freaking Tweety Bird. Like,
iconic.
I wouldn't think of that. The eyes with the sequins. She had the orange gloves, so when she stood with her hands just under the eyes, it was Tweety's beak. And she made it fun, too. She didn't just go out in something campy and be like, look. She went, look. And I enjoyed that a lot. She posted a picture of her in the outfit recently. I think it was
she like tailored it a bit.
And it was tailored a little different, and she had a different headpiece that was all yellow feathers. Again, very Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. It's my buzzword. It's my reference for the week.
I also kind of incredibly loved Aquaria's. I was low-key a little bit obsessed with it. How it was like a super slinky gown and then like that tulle that was coming off the bottom and it was like super see-through and there were the feathers all over it and then it was like she was a bird that had been shot. Something about it was so pretty and so different than what everyone else was doing because everyone was going for like high glamour or like a camp. And Aquaria found a way to kind of bring both of those things together, and it was so pretty. I think I liked Miss Cracker's story more than I liked the outfit.
What I liked about hers was I loved the blue, that beautiful velvety blue. I loved the nest in the hair.
Cage was cute.
And then how the cage of the dress was literally a cage, and breaking up the blue with the gold was good.
So the top three was Blair, Eureka, and Asia, and I don't understand why Eureka was up there at
I don't either.
all.
Especially since Eureka's part in the video basically consisted of, girl please.
Yeah, and then some
we know that.
trails.
And now she didn't really, and then the slap bit, like she didn't say all that much. Like Miss Cracker had twice as many lines as Eureka did.
And was better at them.
And
then her outfit was better.
Yeah, I really feel like Miss Cracker should have been in the top there.
And then our bottom three was Yuhua, Mayhem, and Cameron, which, again, it's exactly what Nico said. Like, why was Cameron down there? I feel like there were others that could have been down there instead of Cameron, just based off of Runway presentation. Yuhua and Mayhem lip sync, and Mayhem got to stay, which I'm like, I don't know. I get that Mayhem wants to be there, and I get, that she fought really hard, but I feel like she's just like, doing like this type of a thing. She's just sinking in. And I feel like Yuhua was really strong in the competition, and I feel like she has so much to give.
Probably. Yuhua's problem, though, also that she has shown week after week is that she's got an excuse for everything.
Yeah.
And she's got a clapback for everything, and
they don't like that.
They don't like that, and I mean that gets real old. It gets old as an audience watching that. Having the judges say, Yuhua, this is how we feel about this. Well, it's because of this.
Yeah.
It gets old real fast, and she did have a bit of an attitude problem in that regard. Yeah. And it is unfortunate. I mean, I'm very upset because she was on my team.
This was the week that balanced everything out
the great
because
equalizer.
All the top three were on my team, and all the bottom three were on his team. So it's all worked out for the best. Maybe next week I'll get another win, and all of his team will be on the bottom, and then someone else from his team will go home. So then we can start balancing this out because this whole team Jgluum doing well for the competition is just not working for me as a concept. You should, because I'm attacking you. So next week is the last ball ever, which is so sad that it's the last ball.
I love balls.
I love balls. And it's weird that we're getting a ball this early. Don't you think?
That's an early ball. It's
and
a
if they
premature
do 3
ball.
looks, this is like...
It's gonna be a
long episode.
mess. Which is gonna suck, because even though we have the extra hour and a half, it means we're going to get a very truncated workroom.
Yeah.
We're probably not gonna do a mini challenge, because it is...
Or it'll be a really short mini challenge.
I don't think... I'm gonna call it now. They're not gonna do a mini challenge.
Shade?
We're gonna get a truncated workroom, because there's so many of them. There's 10 of them.
There's 10
queens.
11.
11 queens. Look at
at
my
this small
little
child.
love buddies.
So thank you all so much for watching. Let us know what your thoughts were in the comments below. We will see you all again next week for the last ball ever. I'm gonna find some type of doomsday outfit to wear.
Fallout.
Oh, that would be fun. And also tell us which commercial you thought was the most successful and which one you would use. I think that I would probably use Vipster because I've definitely catfished straight boys for nudes before.
I would do Vipster.
I've definitely done that before.
I would do Vipster. Also, make sure you check out our podcast. You can...
Ooh.
Oh. You can find it on SoundCloud using the link below. You can also find it on the podcast app on your phone by searching for Loving This Concept. That is if you have an iPhone. If you have an Android, I don't know what to tell you, Barbara. I don't know how those work.
Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you all then. Bye!